This land is wild, and from the very beginning the plan was to clear it with the Bushhog. But nothing about getting it here has been simple. Last winter was our chance to sneak a tractor in, and that window closed a year ago. So this year we tried something different. We floated the 650-pound Bushhog up the river on a barge, hauled it up the bank with the ATV, and still had half a mile of swamp between us and the clearing. Roger told me straight, you bury that tractor in there, you're done. And he was right. But then he gave us this crazy idea, drag the Bushhog to the tractor with the Argo. At first it sounded nuts, but the Argo goes through every day and the tractor might never come back out if we buried it in that swamp. So that's the plan. Strap the Bushhog to the Argo and drag it half a mile through the bush until we can hitch it to the tractor. Sometimes the craziest plan may be the one that works. It often is out here in the bush.
That sucks.
Recently, we gave up on chasing the dream of homeownership the usual way. Prices through the roof, interest to the moon, none of it made any sense. So we bought a patch of remote, off-grid land instead, with a plan to build something we could retire to. No mortgage, no lawn signs, just tools, time, and a chance to turn the bush into a storybook life. Like when we were kids, building forts in the forest. Only now the trees are bigger, and so are the dreams. Here we are, another day, another 50 cents, and I'll tell you what, it's a fine day to be swinging a hammer. Sun's out, sky's clear, and this cabin frame is soaking it up like it's been waiting all winter for the warmth. Now I can't think of a better way to spend the time. Out here you get the fresh air, a little bird song, and frogs tuning up like they're practicing for Saturday night at the Legion. Beat sitting inside reading a book, that's for sure. Every board we set in place makes this whole project look a little less like a pile of lumber and a little more like something a fella might actually live in. Slow going for sure, but the kind of slow that feels right. Now Becca's been running the show on the sheathing, and my job is to make sure she's got no chance to stand around looking bored. The big push is getting those sheets on the sides where the rafters tie in, because that's the measurement the whole roof depends on. With that done, I can finally turn the saw to start cranking out rafters, one after the other. We've tested a few, the fit's good, and now it's just a matter of making a pile. Meanwhile, Becca can climb the ladder and keep the sheathing moving along so the cabin looks a lot less like a frame and more like a house. No, the cord's right there. It's fine. Drill? So here I am working away at these rafters. And maybe you're thinking, how do you make proper rafters for a cabin? Well, I can't claim to have a textbook answer for that, but I can show you how I'm doing it, and more importantly why it works for this build. I'm not promising perfection, I'm promising sawdust, trial cuts, and a design that's good enough to keep the roof overhead and the snow out. And really, that's the kind of blueprint we can all live with. We start with the green timber. Green lumber that's still got some give to it, but you want it straight and true. No sense trying to build a cabin roof out of boards full of bug holes and big scars. Toss the bad ones aside, save yourself the headache. When you do find a good board, sight down the length and check for the crown. You want that crown facing up, so when it's all set in place, the rafter has a little natural lift. It's a small thing, but small things add up when you're trying to keep the weather off your head. From there, it's on to the bevel cut. This roof's a 50-degree pitch, so I set my roofing square to 50 and mark the end. That first cut sets the tone. Everything after it follows suit. Thanks. This thing wants to slide down. Yesterday, I got the first 2 rafters fastened on one end of the cabin. This morning, I'm starting my day by setting the other 2 rafters on the opposite side of the cabin. That locks the ridge board into place, at least enough to keep it where it belongs. From there, it's just a matter of filling in the rafters, making sure each one squares things up and helps take the twist out of the ridge as I go. The trick is to let the rafters do the straightening for you, one at a time. The important part is starting with the 2 ends. Anchor those first and the rest of the job lines itself out. At least that's the logic I'm going with, and if it doesn't work, well, it'll be a fine story later. Can you pass me the level? Those are screwed up. Because you just walked underneath. Don't walk under in front of here in case these fall down. Please. Those beams give me extra stuff to stand on.
Yeah, very helpful.
Not on this side though. Like those beams, I can actually reach the top. Here I can't. Does it look good?
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's why I did it. But anyways, it's fine. I'm gonna put the rafters across the mezzanine first, and then you know, we can.
Yeah. Is it like in place?
Got screws on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
It's a lot. We know it's in a better position than what it was.
Yeah.
With the back end rafters finally doing their job, I can pull down this hokey ridgeboard support. It did the trick for a while, but let's be honest, it was more of a hold it up and hope setup than proper carpentry. Now that the rafters are carrying the load like they should, that wobbly crutch can head to the burn pile where it belongs. I like to say time's already scribbled down somewhere. We're just here trying to read the handwriting. Folks argue about free will and destiny, but I figure it's like hauling lumber in a john boat. You can shift it around, balance it a little better, but once you shove off, you're already riding the current that's moving you downstream. Life doesn't come at us all at once. It comes in little mouthfuls, chunks a body can chew. Yesterday rolls into today, and today's already handing the baton off to tomorrow. And whether we like it or not, the past and the future keep whispering at each other behind our backs. When I first met Becca, there was a stubborn feeling I couldn't shake, like she and I were already walking the same trail before we ever even knew it. Some folks call that fate, but to me it felt more like good sense. And when we found this patch of ground, before the paperwork, before the title was signed, we both felt the same tug in our bones. This is the place. So when we spend our days here hammering, hauling, or just listening to the frogs, we know it's more than a project. When we build, we're not just raising a roof, we're setting our feet on the path home. This isn't some cabin tossed together for a weekend getaway. It's a place we're meant to belong. Nails, timbers, splinters, and all. In the same vein, we never set out to build a community. We just stepped out of the way and let it unfold on its own. It wasn't an algorithm that brought you here. It was meant to be. Some of you came looking for a cabin story, some for off-grid building tips, some just curious to see what kind of trouble we get into. But the truth is, we all landed here together because we were supposed to. And that's the part I love most. We're not here because somebody told us to click or watch. We're here because we share something in common. A longing for a simpler way, respect for hard work, and a sense that home isn't just a roof with four walls, it's a place that feels right. So welcome to the build. Whether you got calluses on your hands or just good memories in your heart, you're part of this. With the end rafter set up on both sides, I figured it was time to stop fooling around and bring out the 8-inch spikes to tie them into the top plate. You've got to make sure these rafters never get the idea it's okay to slip off the walls. Once they're set for good. No wandering, no sliding, no restless behavior. Those spikes are there to remind them this cabin's a lifetime contract. Never send in a screw to do a nails job. Screws might look modern and clever, but when it comes to holding rafters to a plate, nothing beats a spike. It's not the newest technology, but it's tried and true, and every inspector worth his clipboard knows it and loves it. The way I look at it, I'm not building a cabin today, I'm shaping a timber. That's the state of mind. It might take me all week, but that's the goal. That's the job in front of me. When it's done, I can step back and take a look and feel proud of what I put my hands to. If there's daylight left after that, maybe I'll move on to the next piece. Or maybe that timber will carry me into tomorrow. Doesn't matter. My sights are set on this one. That's one of the keys to craftsmanship. Focus on the piece in front of you. If I start thinking any other way, I might trick myself into believing I'm not making progress. But progress isn't counted in cabins finished, it's in timbers shaped, one by one. those from falling off, sliding off. Try not to walk under here, please. No, not there. We're towards the Argo. Saw first, then I'll need that drill, I don't know. Oh, I put the drill up here. I cut a lot of these moments out. Little trims, little fixes. That's the magic that turns a few days of steady work into a short video. Truth is, I'm picky. If there's a gap, I trim it. If something doesn't sit right, I make it sit right. Now, the kids these days will look at that and say, "You're OCD." That's the new buzzword for caring too much. But the old folks, the ones who taught me, had a different word for it: craftsmanship. They knew that if you take the time to do it right, you won't be back fixing it later. So I'll let the kids have their acronyms, and I'll stick with the way the old timer is built: slow, careful, and proud of the work when it's done. Now, the experts say don't grip the hammer. Place your thumb on the back, it gives you more control. And let's review that in slow motion. Of the mission?
Means that we do our mission.
Mm-hmm.
We have a mission.
Usually the English saying is men on a mission. Like there's a mission to do. Okay. What's that?
You want your tools?
Yeah, I'll need the drill, 8-inch spike, get that rafter.
Is there any battery that we can charge on that? Like extra one is there.
Probably the one that's on your screwdriver.
Oh.
Probably got used the most.
Okay. Where is it?
On your screwdriver.
I don't know where is it.
Gonna go. Okay, I need the saw.
The small saw?
I guess so.
Okay.
Well, the other ones are high, these ones are low. It means the beam needs to come this way. I'm gonna use a ratchet strap to do it.
Maybe it's like a boat.
Might be.
Yeah.
Hope not. Yeah, I think ratchet straps are gonna be the way to do it.
To hold them together.
To bend the wood straight properly.
And then nail it and then release it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an orange ratchet strap down there?
The red one
Yeah.
says, I think that's the dirty one
What's wrong? Okay, look at. These are all lined up now perfectly. Yeah. Look perfect. Oh, it needs to go a little bit more. Okay. Well, I guess
He
you
looks
can.
in position. I'm looking at this side. They are aligned with the wall.
It's taken me a while to get to this point, the point where I feel confident enough in the roof to start spiking the rafters onto the ridge board. But I'm there now. I know the work's been done right, the lines are true, the fit is solid, and it's time to make the commitment. Once those spikes go in, there's no second guessing, and honestly, that feels good. It means the cabin is almost ready to carry its own weight. That's all the rafters I made, eh? It just holds it really tight. It holds it together really tight when you put the nail in, and then it's robust.
a 4:45. That's information.
I'll just go with it as is, babe.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not a professional roofer.
Yeah. Put more
I'm not a professional framer. I think roofs are like really where framers. I can't budget.
No, just do it properly. Just be careful for yourself. Your safety.
Yeah. Before we head out tonight, it's time to finally try the Bushhog. With any luck, we'll get it hitched up to the tractor and give it a little test. If it works the way we hope, tomorrow I'll start cutting out a backyard. I know Becca's itching to hit the trail, but wouldn't it be a fun way to end the day watching that Bushhog chew through some brush? Truth is, when we bought this tractor, the Bushhog was the whole reason behind it. We looked at those ATV pole-behind mowers, but quickly realized you'd never get one hauled in here. For about the same money, we picked up this old tractor, and it didn't take long to see how much more value it brought. Sure, it's a little harder to get in here, but once you got it, you can do just about anything. That's when we knew we'd made the right call. You'll be forgiven if you haven't wrestled with one of these contraptions before. It's standard tractor fare called a 3-point hitch. What it does is let you hook gear onto the back of the tractor, lift it, lower it, and steer it around. And the real trick, the tractor can power that gear straight off the engine with a spinning drive shaft called the PTO. Put those pieces together and the tractor turns into a kind of Swiss Army knife. You name it, mowers, tillers, augers, blades, there's probably a version made to hang off the back and run on that PTO. That's what makes a tractor so handy, one engine doing the work of 20 tools. at that.
Yeah.
What is that? Look at that.
Yeah, it's very nice. Do we have enough space to leave?
Each day is a river commute. All the while we've got company. This kingfisher runs the river with us, starting ahead just to show how quick he is. He'll stop on a branch and give us a look and then dive back to race the boat again. Day after day it's the same routine. And I've got to say, what a fine friend to share the river with. Anyways, more area for the Argo to get through. When I talked to Roger, he gave me a tip worth passing on. Back the cutter into the bush. That way the tractor tires don't mash everything flat before the blade gets a chance to chew it up. Makes a lot of sense once you've seen how tough the grass and brush can be when it's pancaked by a couple thousand pounds of rubber. Now this patch back here isn't heavy timber, it's mostly brush with a few stumps hiding in the weeds. The plan is to open it up, park the tractor and its implements back here, and one day even set up an outhouse. Bit by bit, this wild corner is going to turn into our backyard. What do you think? I couldn't go in there because there were stumps.
Huh?
I couldn't go in there because there were stumps.
I think it's enough.
Yeah.
You want to put it there, right?
Yeah.
I think it's enough.
How does it look in here? Not as good as it was before, right? You liked it when it was natural? There's a lot of natural land here.
It was maybe.
It's still everywhere else.
Yeah.
No, this place just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah.
It's not like we're paving a road.
The seeds are there under the ground.
Well, grass and tag alders and stuff, it just grows from the roots. So it comes right back up.
Right back up.
And we're gonna have to come back in here, burn more diesel to cut them down. And then they're gonna grow up again. We're gonna have to pollute more to cut them down.
At some point it shapes, right, what we need and what we want to put.
Yeah. It's not permanent. Nothing here is permanent.
Right, to check the biodiversity.
Oh, biodiversity. Okay.
I'm a biodiversity researcher.
Yeah, I'm happy that this is like, we got a nice little kind of road.
Yeah.
I should have cleaned this up a little bit more, but. Need another one of those spikes.
The
8 inch.
Yeah.
Shut the door.
We lit the fire today, not to burn up the wood, but to keep the mosquitoes down. On cooler days without much sun, they don't respect the boundaries of the clearing. They'll come right in thick as ever. But a little smoky fire makes all the difference. Doesn't take much, just enough to drift through the trees and remind the mosquitoes they're not welcome here.
Well, we come out tomorrow. I want to bring some tea.
I took the rafter dimensions straight off the CAD drawing. When I stood the walls up, they matched the drawing exactly, so I knew I could trust those numbers. The 50-degree bevel was straightforward. I expected that part to be right. From the drawing, I measured from the bottom of the bevel to where the bird's mouth begins. After that, all I had to do was add in the dimensions of the bird mouth itself. Cut it clean, set it in place, and sure enough, the timbers fit perfectly.
Yeah, I'm doing the other side now.
I like the windows. I like the size of them. Oh, and the
These
position.
timbers have like this rustic view. They're gonna stay open.
Yeah. And the one on the top,
Rafters?
rafters.
Yeah.
I think it will be very nice to see the rustic view of them. We can also show the what is in the windows.
We haven't cut these windows yet.
One half of this cabin roof was easy enough to get at, but the other half, well, that's a different story. I managed to lift the rafters into the place from the outside and then fasten them at the bottoms, but the tops still need to be pinned into the ridge board, and for that I've got to get myself up there somehow. Now I could build scaffold or balance on top of the ladder like a circus act, but instead I figured it would be smarter to build myself a catwalk, something I can leave across while I work, giving me steady access to the top of the cabin, A little extra lumber, a little time, and it's a whole lot safer than doing the tightrope back 20 feet up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the rafters on one side are sitting about 1/8 of an inch low, and the rafters on the other side are about 1/8 of an inch high. That's not because I forgot how to measure, it's because the ridge board's got a bow in it. Rough cut timber sitting out here in the bush for 6 months, drying in the weather, it's bound to have a bit of personality. A regular builder might shrug it off, but to me it's worth the extra time to put a ratchet strap on it, pull the rafter tight against the ridge board, and put a little pressure where it counts. That straightens the ridge, squares everything up, and leaves me feeling a whole lot better about the roof over my head. Sure, it takes a few extra minutes, but out here, doing it right is worth more than doing it fast. This roof is finally coming together. Becca and I made a deal. If we put the plywood up, we weren't going to leave it out soaking in the rain. We'd make sure it stayed bone dry no matter what the weather threw at us. That promise gave us the push to finish, and it feels like a real bonus seeing it all framed up now. The best part is standing in the doorway looking up. You can start to feel what it's going to be like walking into this place. We're glad we decided to leave the inside of the roof open, because now those rafters will always be in view, holding everything up. It gives the cabin character, and every time we step inside, we'll see the bones that keep it standing.